Hi everyone, Lights and Gear is back with a flashlight review, and if you can tell from the box in front of me, I have something from Imalent. They're a pretty good company, and I haven't had a new flashlight from them in quite some time. So when the opportunity came around to take a look at this one, I thought, hey, let's go for it. So this is the MS03, and it's probably about the same size pictured here on the box as it is in real life. It's just over 4 inches long, so it's very compact, but it boasts an output of 13,000 lumens on turbo mode. So, if that sounds impressive, let's keep going. Imalent, as you can see here on the box, and on the back, it does give you some basic information about the light, if you can read this. So you have 13,000 lumens, 27 hours of runtime, a beam distance of 324 meters. It's impact resistant and of course completely waterproof. Comes with its own rechargeable 21700 battery, of which it features a Type C USB charging port. So let's open the box, and you have your manual here. You have a little thank you for purchasing the light. I'm sure they're very appreciative of that. Here is rather a standard holster, but of good quality, of course. And in that are the regular accessories. You have a lanyard in here, as well as the USB-C charging cable to plug into the battery. And in the bottom of the bag are an assortment of O-rings, replacement O-rings of course, if ever any on the light become broken or ripped or whatever, you can replace them with those. So let's take a look at the flashlight here in its little foam nest. So here you have, as I say, about 4.4 inches long. It's about 1.5 inches here at the head, which is the widest part, and about 1/2 inch along the bottom. You'd think it might be top heavy given this, but it's very good. It does tail stand, as you can see, without an issue. So as we move along here, you can actually see the name and so forth is embossed on the bottom. This is not magnetic here, so there's no magnetic base, but the name is on the bottom instead of on the light itself. It does come with the battery, but what I have in here now is a different battery than the one that was furnished, because in preparation to put this video together, I noticed that the included battery was pretty much all of a sudden out of juice. But not so much that I couldn't demonstrate the light, but it was out of juice enough that I couldn't demonstrate the turbo mode. So as soon as the battery you're using gets below about 3.7, 3.8 volts, or might be a little lower than that, you will not have use of turbo mode, which is what was happening at that time. So I had to put this Ace Beam battery in here. But I have, and by the way, here's the spring in the tail cap, as you can see, and the threads at the base of the light there are nicely lubed when it comes to you. So the battery that it came with is right over here, and it is presently charging, so I can demonstrate the light with that other battery. This, by the way, is the only charger I have which will charge this battery, because it's rather large, it's long, and it's longer than a standard 21700 battery is, so subsequently it won't fit in any of my other chargers. Amazon, of course, I can put a link in the description to an Amazon page for X-Star chargers. Of course, there are lots of them out there, and I actually couldn't find this particular model on Amazon at the moment. I've had it for a few years now, so it might be out of production. And there may be other chargers by Xstar or other manufacturers that will take or accept a 21700 of this length. I just don't happen to know what they are at the moment, but this is the only charger that I have which will accept this battery. But as you can see, the battery comes with the USB port right there, and with the accompanying charger. If you attach this to the battery, there's a little light. Give me 1 second here. So there you go. As soon as you plug this into a USB, you will get this little red light right there on the top, which indicates it's charging, of course, and I believe this turns white as soon as it's finished. But with any regard, you can tell that the battery is charging when you do plug this in. So let me move along with the demonstration of the light. As you can see, there's one button. There is no other switch or anything else on the light. And the LEDs, by the way, are XHP 70s from Cree, so they are excellent quality LEDs, 3 of them, as you can see. And they do give the beam a nice wide berth, as it were, so you won't get any artifacts or any weirdness in the beam. It's certainly not a spotlight beam. It's a very wide, has a very wide coverage, but it also gets out there at a reasonable distance as well. I'll be showing you some of the night shots here shortly, and I think you may be impressed by them. 3 LEDs to do the job. Press the button and the light turns on. Press it again, the light turns off. Pretty standard there. Press it and of course hold, and you will get your sequencing of all the modes. By the way, let me just run that by you while I have your attention. So let's pop open the manual here. And as you can see, or perhaps hopefully you can, we have 6 regular modes on the light. There's a low at 150 lumens, and then there's a middle low after that at 800 lumens. There's also 2 medium modes, as it were. Medium 1 at 1300 lumens, medium 2 at 3000, and then high is 8000 lumens, and turbo is 13,000 lumens. If you can also make out here, what you'll see is on high and turbo, it has a built-in timer. So on high, it should only give you about a minute at 8000 lumens before it automatically steps down to 2000, at which time it's supposed to last for about an hour and 10 minutes on the step down. As far as turbo is concerned, that's only supposed to be about 45 seconds at that 13,000 output, and then it too drops to 2000, so that is quite substantial. And then it should remain at 2000 for about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, I know. So many of these lights, they advertise these really high lumen outputs, and then of course they're only good for a minute or less, or at most 2 minutes. And you know, I mean, that's just the way it is. You do have that incredible burst of brightness, which you can use, but it is only good for a minimum amount of time. You can turn the light off and turn it back on, of course, to reset it. But one thing I will mention about this light is it does get very, very hot. You can turn it on the turbo mode, hold your hand up near the head here, and within about 20 seconds it's already getting very warm. And after a little, 20 seconds after that, it's almost too hot to hold at the top. At least if you had gloves on, it's fine, but with your bare hands, it does get really hot at the top. I mean, it does have thermal temperature, control, so it is supposed to keep that at bay, or at least prevent it from damaging the light as the body temperature goes up. There's also a lockout mode, by the way, and I believe to activate that you press the switch 4 times, like that, and then it'll blink at you, and then subsequent presses will not allow the light to come on. So you can have it somewhere and not worry about the button being pressed and the light coming on prematurely. 4 presses again will unlock it back to its original state. Now, as you can see, this green light comes on when the light is turned on and activated, and this will also indicate when the battery is getting low, and it'll let you know that it's ready for a charge. The light will flash red, and subsequently, if the battery is too low to perform turbo, as soon as you try to activate turbo, this will be red as well. I think I started to tell you a few minutes ago about how to operate it, which of course again is to press the button and to press and hold it to do the sequencing. But let me just run by these modes. But before I do that, you can get instant access to the very lowest mode at any time by pressing the button 3 times, and that's the lowest mode. And as for turbo, a double press, there you go, a double press will get that turbo mode at any time, whether it's already on or off. And then to get strobe, you would double press and then double press again, and there's your strobe mode. And strobe is the only specialized or flashing mode that it has. Alright, so before I take you outside with the other picks, let's just turn it on here. And this is low, and as I said before, low is 150 lumens. So low is triple or quadruple the output that a standard flashlight will have on its low mode. It's a very high low mode. So here is low. The next output is low 2, or middle low as they call it. And then the next one is medium 1, and it's hardly a jump at all between the second low and the first medium 1. It's not that much of a jump, it's hard to notice. But the second one is more noticeable at medium 2, and then the next one will be high. So here's the high mode. Now, if I click the button after high, it'll just go right off. But if I double click, it goes up to turbo. So, and believe me, it's already starting to get warm. And I've only just switched to turbo that 1 second, but it starts to get warm on high as well, as you can imagine. So let me just get back to low, and then to double click, I'll get to turbo. So here's turbo, and the camera tries to adjust to that, so it's hard to get a feeling of it. And as I said, again, I have to point out it's already hot to hold. It's already getting uncomfortable for me to hold the head with my thumb and my forefinger on either side of the light. It's hard to do that already. It's getting so hot. So if that's an issue to you, then, just be aware that that's how hot it gets that quick. And so anyway, you briefly saw turbo and and the other modes here as well. So let me take you outside at this time and show you those outdoor shots that I took, of which what turbo can do outside from those shots. Again, just keeping in mind that it does not hold turbo for very long, but that's just the nature of the beast. When you get a light that's 4 inches long and of this size, yep, they do put a heck of a lot of lumens in it, but it does have its limitations. I mean, overall, I think it's a really cool light. It does have its pluses and its minuses. It's an extremely powerful light, obviously, for its size, And even though in some situations low as it's on right now may be almost a little bit too bright. I mean, it's nice to have a moonlight mode. They just did not intend for it to be used in circumstances like that when you only need a very, very, very small amount of light in pitch darkness. But they have chosen to put 150 lumens as the low mode. And that's my video today of the Imalent MS03. You can take a look at my written review at lightsandgear.com to see some additional picks. The link is below, and you can also pick one up. There is a purchase link there as well. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Perhaps I'll see you again soon. Take care.